My wife, Sarah, and I had what I thought was the perfect life. We'd been married for 7 years, high school sweethearts who built everything together. Or so I believed. The first crack in our perfect facade appeared on a Tuesday. I came home early, hoping to surprise her, but found the house empty. Her car was gone. I called a cell, and she said she was stuck in traffic, coming back from a work meeting across town. Strange, I thought. Since her office was only 10 minutes away, I let it go. Everyone gets stuck in traffic. But then, the small inconsistencies started piling up. Late nights at the office became more frequent. Business trips that I was never told about until the last minute. When I questioned her, she'd get defensive, accusing me of being controlling and not trusting her. She was a master manipulator, twisting my genuine concern into a flaw in my character. She'd say things like, "After all we've been through, you really think I'd do anything to hurt you? I'm working this hard for us, for our future." And like a fool, I'd back down, drowning in guilt. I loved her, and love makes you want to believe. The real turning point came when I found a receipt for a fancy dinner for two from a restaurant downtown, dated during one of her supposed late nights at work. When I confronted her, she had an answer ready. It was a client dinner, she said, with her boss. She even named him Mark. I knew Mark. We'd had dinner with him and his wife a few times. So, the next time I saw Mark at a company event, I casually mentioned the dinner. The look on his face was pure confusion. Aside, I hadn't had a client dinner with Sarah in months. My heart sank into my stomach. The lie was so blatant, so effortless for her. My world started to crumble. I was living with a stranger. The woman I shared my bed with, my dreams with, was a liar. I started digging. It wasn't something I was proud of, but I needed the truth. I checked our shared phone records. There was one number she called and texted constantly, especially during those late nights and business trips. The number belonged to a man named Alex, someone I'd never heard of. A quick social media search revealed everything. Pictures of them together, looking very much like a couple. On a weekend, she told me she was at a work conference. There was a photo of her and Alex on a beach, her arm draped around him, both of them beaming. The betrayal felt like a physical blow, knocking the air from my lungs. For a week, I was a ghost in my own home. I went through the motions, acting like everything was normal. But inside, I was consumed by a cold, quiet rage. The love I felt for her had curdled into something bitter and unrecognizable. She had not only cheated, but had systematically lied and gaslighted me for months, maybe even years. She made me question my own sanity. I knew a simple confrontation wouldn't be enough. She'd just lie her way out of it again, or worse, play the victim. No, she didn't deserve an easy way out. She needed to feel a fraction of the humiliation and pain she had put me through. So, I started to plan. Our 8th wedding anniversary was coming up. Sarah, in her typical fashion, suggested we throw a big party. She wanted to invite all our friends and family to celebrate our enduring love. The irony was so thick you could cut it with a knife. It was the perfect stage. I agreed enthusiastically, playing the part of the doting husband. I took care of all the arrangements, the venue, the catering, the invitations. I even put together a slideshow of our happiest moments. The night of the party arrived. Our house was filled with the people we loved most. Everyone was laughing, drinking, and congratulating us. Sarah was in her element, glowing as she received compliments on our beautiful life together. She came over and kissed me, whispering, "Isn't this perfect? 8 years. I love you so much." I just smiled, a hollow, empty smile. The slideshow was the main event of the evening. I stood up, took the microphone, and began my speech. The first picture was the restaurant receipt. I explained, "This is from a romantic dinner for two that Sarah enjoyed." While she told me she was working late. A murmur went through the crowd. Sarah's smile faltered. The next slide was a screenshot of the phone records, showing dozens of calls to a single number. And this, I continued, my voice gaining strength, is the communication log with a man named Alex. Sarah's face went pale. Then came the finale. The next picture was the one from the beach, her and Alex, arm in arm. Gasps echoed through the silent room. I let the image hang there for a moment before the next one appeared. A photo of them kissing, taken just last week outside a hotel. Sarah looked like she'd seen a ghost. Her mother was staring at her, mouth agape. My best friend was looking from the screen to me with a look of utter shock. I turned to face Sarah directly, my voice dropping to a cold, clear tone. You didn't just break my heart, Sarah. You broke our vows. You lied to me. You manipulated me, and you made me feel like I was crazy for questioning you. You wanted to celebrate our love? Fine. Let's celebrate the truth. I dropped the microphone onto the floor. The sound echoed in the dead silence. I didn't wait for a reaction. I walked past our stunned guests, past the woman who had become a stranger to me, and out the front door. I didn't look back. That night, I didn't feel triumphant. I just felt empty, but it was a clean kind of emptiness. The lies were gone. The next few weeks were a blur of legal meetings and moving boxers. She tried to call, to text, to apologize, but it was too late. The damage was done. The revenge wasn't about hurting her as much as it was about reclaiming my own reality, about exposing the truth in a way she couldn't deny or twist. It's been a year now. Rebuilding my life has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also been the most liberating. I learned that true strength isn't about holding on to something broken, but about having the courage to let it go and start over. I learned to trust my gut, and most importantly, to trust myself again. The pain is still there sometimes, a dull ache where a scar has formed, but it's a reminder of what I survived. My story isn't just about revenge. It's about survival and the difficult, painful, but ultimately necessary journey back to myself. If you're going through something similar, know that you are not crazy, and you are not alone. The truth will set you free, even if it hurts like hell at first. Thanks for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Take care of yourselves.